Hi, Olg. Like I said, it's not the end. Surprisingly, behind the scenes, I can tell Justin is working hard on the Twitch, since I didn't know there was an audience at Twitch more than YouTube. How are you today? Oh, right, since it's 8 a.m. around Portland, right? Yeah, Portland. Anyways, good morning. I guess I'll have to keep that in mind because I sometimes forget that it is completely different compared to how California is. Since around the time you wake up, it is exactly like 11 p.m. as you can see like in the top right corner. Oh, here? In the previous aftermath, I you were actually at Sky's farm, which was the recent building that I prepared. Now, what you see is actually the two married couples that I actually have for a very, very long time. The one on the left is Nibbles. She she is my Pippi best friend, and on the right is Bill, Jockey Duck. And I've been their third wheel ever since these two met. And the area you see here is actually where they actually hang out casually. I just recently just got rid of the black roses within my area, if that helps. It is honestly the cutest couple I've ever seen. Around the aftermath, after creating episode 191, it was like a huge symbolism of how much the couple had impacted. Thanks to Justin's experience on the relationship with Echo, he has a better understanding on how like a healthy couple works. And so he actually implemented into Bill and Nibble's lifestyle. And I'm also happy to answer some of the questions related to the two villagers. Because I have like constant photos of the two together. course. To be fair, a lot of people don't know about Justin's personal world. It's actually the first time it became public, actually. So, Bill and Nibbles actually has been in Burbank ever since 2017. So this is, I think, around the second year when Justin experienced the 3.0 update, or like the Welcome Amiibo update. They were considered the second generation of second year of like just of me maintaining Burbank. And around the time, it was around, I think it takes place around like 2017, I think. Right now, I'm trying to help Justin match his memories so everything is up to par. But so far, these two actually has been together ever since. Bill moved in first, then Nibbles actually moved back. And then Nibbles was the second, and they've known each other ever since they moved into Burbank. And each adventure they actually experienced within Burbank, it evolved over time. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. You're welcome. If you want the more complicated lore between each character, I'm happy to explain each of them. I guess I can start with Bill since I actually known him first. Bill is actually in Bill, based on what I remember, is my number two rival. How we started interacting was that he actually sees me as like a huge challenger, kind of like all like God and mighty stuff. And recently in episode 191, I actually re-renovated his house, so it could actually correlates to like which characters is connected to which. And of course, he loves Nibbles very much ever since the two met. Uh, his whole personality is your typical Animal Crossing jock, and surprisingly, he is the actual protagonist of the overall realm. It's just like a basic sense of like what the 524 universe is basically like in Burbank. Then Nibbles is surprisingly the delinquentist into Bill's adventures. She's Her role is just basically just a support character, but over time, thanks to New Horizon, she became her own individual character, which made a huge impact. That ever since Justin met Echo, Nibbles actually became a character. And based on my memories with her, she has been extremely active on the redevelopment of Burbank entirely. She is extremely smart. She knows what she's doing. She is actually confident within herself, and surprisingly, she still wants to be like a pop star singer. But ever since she saw the evolution of Burbank, she has like a whole different financial idea, and still be like a singer. She's she's really great at being a cheerleader in a lot of my adventures, and she's extremely supportive. Surprisingly, she's been constantly asking me to like send some of the songs you guys recommend, as she has been very curious about the story of Dance Central in general, which caught me off guard. She's very optimistic every time she sees me, which is very surprising too. So, speaking of universes collide, Eternal is actually like a collide between two canon universes. One is of course the world you're seeing, and the other one is Fire Emblem, which is actually based on Justin's default avatar. Of course, I'm the first one. I'm the first avatar that Justin had ever created, so it's pretty obvious that I'm the big deal. But the default avatar is doing his own thing. Right now, he is just studying like how Twitch works, and so far, it is a lot more complicated than I ever expected. Basically, it's not as popular as it is, but the people at Twitch will be glad that you're around, because I do actually see Twitch and YouTube as the same in universe. So I want to give everyone a fair chance to experience the story that I want to show. Really? Huh. Well, based on what I've read on Luna's files, um, Luna is more tame than how Nibbles is, but I can see the similarities. And you actually got her name right. I did have her official character sheet in our fight, so you can like get the chance to like read what her origin story is most of the time. I'm honestly more surprised that a lot of people don't actually notice it, because at the moment I have zero clue if there's any like website that supports AU characters. AU characters is basically alternative universes. It's basically an existing character within each individual's imagination. Kind of like the personalized storyline. And for surprisingly for years, Justin had that idea for months before it became an official term. I'm sure Justin will complete every task and goal he will have. It's gonna take a lot of time, but I know Justin will achieve it. It just takes a lot of patience. Take as much time as you need. It's it's always public for whenever it's always like public information anyways. It's based on like past information and I'm actually the one that updates the information all over time. So speaking of our fight, I do realize that the event is still going even after Justin actually walked off the website just to avoid echo entirely. I don't know. It's kind of like something that kind of bothered me a bit. Yeah, it is, and it got me extremely concerned too, because I know Justin wanted to like at least draw like 30 attacks this year, but it was the record was so bad he just lost his confidence for some reason. It's actually concerning that one small breakup was that simple. I've seen Justin take a huge criticism. I've seen him actually get criticized for how he lived his lifestyle and even like how people view him potentially, and he didn't care. Hello, welcome to the stream. How are you? Yeah, it's a thing everyone is it's everyone's scared of. But I know once people understands the real person on the inside, they would they would actively see you as how you view yourself. So I'm not sure how Justin actually sees you every time he's not thinking about Dance Central entirely. Part of what Justin's good at, he can actually separate himself and how he thinks of others. Because one of the strengths Justin that I know Justin has, he can analyze people on the inside and know what their true selves is. So based on how Justin sees you, it is actually way higher than what you expect him to be. And if I'm thinking about it, it got to the point where he truly doesn't mind if you ask any questions about me because he knows I get too curious about a lot of people that I shouldn't be talking to. Even though I'm supposed to be on script to show like a symbolism of why exactly I'm in this spot, I want to showcase the progress of Burbank after episode 191. And I think I understand why people are drawn to streaming as a whole. This is actually the first experience that Justin wanted for years. And since he's not online, as you can see, like from the sidelines, I could have the chance to show everyone Burbank without any restrictions. Alrighty, I guess I'll get started. So, the main reason why I'm facing away is a huge symbolism to how much there was like a lot of time to reflect and a lot of time to reach out. For but for this episode, I'm just gonna like face myself for a bit. So yeah, I just have my normal eyes. So yeah, so yeah, right here is mainly this area belongs to Bill and Nibbles. The ping pong table is actually Nibbles. Next episode, I'm actually going to be making Nibbles' house. I already built Bill's house, so that way people can actually understand what type of guy I built is. I put in like a lot of details thanks to my experience in Happy Home Paradise. Oh, oh, I should probably explain on what that is on the corner. Luckily, it's nearby. Oh, this is one of my personal favorite butterflies, and this Atlas moth is this theme's butterfly. The previous arc was the Orcus mantis. It was the this was used for symbolism of how much Justin loved Echo, but I'm surprised that she never realized it. Oh, this is Barbara. I'm still trying to get the hang of her name. She's the latest villager that actually moved into Burbank. I'll explain more about her when I get the chance, but she's like the newest villager. But back to the topic. Back to this topic at hand. So, before I say on what this grave is, what is your first assumption when you see this grave? It's related, but this is actually one of the characters Justin adopted from Echo. The origin story on this character, he actually was supposed to be the perspective of what was it like for a newcomer to see what Palette was like. And so Justin thought it was a good idea to create a character named Isaac. It was supposed to be for like a scrapped game called Palette of Hope, which was a video game concept he actually wanted to create for Echo for the future. Unfortunately, when the breakup happened, I thought Isaac would be included in Burbank. But what I didn't realize is he instantly killed this character while he was in his wrath. And it took me months to get all of his data, all of his information, and any relations into Burbank. Because this was a tragic character. And all of this took place around the ending of an Echo and Guardian. So I think around like August, September, October, November, and December. I'm just I'm just lucky that Echo didn't witness it all of it. Because my God, this was the first time Justin was emotionally detached. But yeah, but Isaac is safe here. He wouldn't have to like worry about any corruption or anything because his spirit is still active here. It's not as public as it is. And I know this is one of the paladins Tomoki wanted to get attached to. Since yeah, he had no choice. He treated this character as the main character, but what's done is done, and there's nothing we can do about it. Oh, this is also like a recent change too. This was another symbolism of how much Justin loved Echo. The Lily of the Valley was actually supposed to represent the two lovebirds. I guess you can guess which one is Justin. Thank you. Is it kind of hard to see which one is Justin? Because this one is kind of hard to like explain in the context of the situation Justin's in. Ah, okay, okay, okay. So, based on the flowers on the top, which ones do you think is Justin? Well, I'll explain it. This single Lily of the Valley right here is supposed to be Justin. And he used to be in the area where the Black Rose is. You can fill in the rest on what happened. Oh no, I know which one's Justin instantly. No, yeah, it's no, yeah. Still trying to get the hang of just seeing the chat bot with the delays. Since Justin does also have like problems with like certain delays. If I have to guess correctly, it's kind of like a 1 second delay, I think. Last time I remember it was like a 7 second delay. But we're kind of like getting out of topic, but yeah, but yeah, no. Yeah, no. It should be like pretty obvious based on the context of the story. Yeah, it wasn't easy to show, but why, thank you. It's a community-based island. And since I kind of have like a couple of minutes, I might as well like show you like the first half of Burbank. So expect the first couple of countdowns to be tackling this particular area. Each episode tackles each villager. To this episode was actually tackling Bill's progression after the events of an Echoing Guardian and the start of a new era. This is like a little shortcut I do, and it is very intentional because I know there's some people that can't stand like walking around. This episode, the previous episode was actually supposed to be focused on Sky, and Sky is actually my best friend in Burbank. As you can see the heavy Echo Nightwing theme here because she was actually of all-time favorite villager in Echo. She is an artist too, so she truly doesn't mind if I actually have my visions. Around here you see it is related to Justin's golden age, which is basically his childhood. So far, I know nothing about the Golden Age Justin grew up in, as I was actually created after the Golden Age, which is this panel right here. It's undeveloped, but it does play an extremely important role within Justin's realm, as this is around Justin's teenage year, which is actually the start of my of the YouTube channel. And then here is actually when the Avengers of Justin's YouTube channel actually started. Then around here, which is currently in development, is actually where Justin's default avatar's adventure starts. And of course, the only place and display historical place that, sorry if I like repeat myself, this is actually the first time I'm actually showcasing something without any explanation, and I'm on a time limit. This is actually supposed to represent an Echoing Guardian. The character you see is another avatar variant Justin has, but what makes this one extremely special is that it's made by a different artist. And if you can fill in the dots based on the contacts, you would instantly realize who the creator is. It is true. Justin always has his childhood. But I'm gonna like go back to my spot, and then you can like fill in the rest. You can fill in your questions as I'm about to like wrap up soon. That is true. It is exactly like trophies. The tiniest details from the games Justin has been invested in, from the tiniest symbolism Justin goes, also applies to the chapters. With a couple of minutes we have, is there anything you're curious about the chapters within Justin's life? I do have a recommendation that I see Justin always do. If if there's like a huge delay onto something, I usually just write down the questions that I'm extremely curious about. That way, anyone can answer the questions and they'll be prepared for it. And of course, patience is key into this lore. So all the answers will be answered, even if you don't have every single answer. In this book, we are fighting in a losing battle. So I'm hoping it also becomes more happier. Because Justin has already experienced the happiest times in his life. And that happiness in his story was the reason he got here. So it's kind of his fault. And before you ask, I support Justin 100%. I am truly neutral to everything. Tell him I've said hi. Do you want to know something about interesting behind book one? That is a good idea. And I guess I'll end on something that might shock a lot of people. You all might be the second person that actually interacted with my channels and stuff. The first one was actually the person that actually helped Justin translate his Avatar variant. He's still talking to them right. He's still talking to them as it's wrapping. It's about to like end its cycle soon, and I know he's afraid that he won't hear from her ever again. And you Og might actually be the second person that actually interacted with this universe, because this universe has been untouched for 10 years, and it is the first time it became public. So this is 100%. I guess once you actually jump into tomorrow's countdown stream, you can also have questions related to Book 1. The previous episode, however, is actually a Nibbles focused episode. You can ask questions related to her, so that way you can actually have like a better idea like how to start. Also, another thing, sometimes I maybe get distracted and the time may be extremely unpredictable. So if you get to know Justin personally, there's like some habits that he has that is